Rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. Welcome to Science for You. As we know, in English, when pronoun meets a name, it changes. The pronoun, for example, like we, changes to our. So when we meets pen, it becomes our. The same thing when we meets a verb like listen, it becomes we listened. So the we remains we. And lastly, when it meets a particle like on, it changes to us. So that's what we are trying to understand from the Arabic perspective. Coming down to the Arabic language, the we, if we recall, is the same thing as nahnu. So nahnu changes to na and it still suggests possession. So when nahnu meets with fi'lun, it's still na, which means we. And then when the same nahnu meets an harfun, it is na. But the meaning remains like that of the English, only that the way the change occurs is the same thing, na, 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 in each of the three cases. However, what the first na means when it meets with ismun is different from what the na means when it meets with fi'lun. And the meaning is different when it meets with what? Harfun. We recall is the plural form of ana. Ana, I, nahnu, we. So when nahnu meets an ismun, it changes to na. When it meets an ismun like kalamun, which means pen, it changes to kalamuna, our pen. So the nahnu has changed to our. So by the nahnu changing to na, it no longer means we. It changes to our. And the meaning emanates from the fact that it meets an ismun. So when it meets another ismun, baitun, for example, a house, it changes to baituna, our house. When it meets ummun, mom, it changes to ummuna, our mom or our mother. And then observe that the kalamun, the baitun, the ummun all ends with a double ending sign. But when they now combine or meet with nahnu, it changes to a single dhamma sign. So it's because of the coming together that one of the ending sign now go. And then the na in kalamuna, baituna, ummuna means what? Our. So that's the ismun. So when we now come to the meeting of nahnu and a fi'lun, it still changes to na, but the meaning in terms of its combination with a fi'lun remains we. So when it changes to na in its combination with a fi'lun, it means we. So sami'na, we listen. Kharajna, we exited. And nasarna, we helped. So recall or observe that sami'a, kharaja, and nasara are all past tense fi'lun, and then their ending, which is fata, has changed to sukun, and that's how you will get to know that okay, the combination of nahnu and this is actually a combination that has to do with a fi'lun. Then lastly, we will look at the relationship nahnu and the harfun. So when it meets an harfun, it still changes to na, but the meaning in this case is no longer we. So for example, Allah means on. So when it meets nahnu, it becomes alayna, on us. So the we has changed to us. So and then fina, in us, ilayna, unto us. So we would observe that the change of nahnu to na with an ismu means what? Our. When it meets with a fi'lun, it still mean the meaning remains we. But when it meets with an harfun, it has changed to what? Us. So the same nahnu changing to na, but because of its combination with ismun, the meaning is our. But then when the same nahnu, which means we, meets with a fi'lun, the meaning remains we, even though the writing has transformed to na. And then when it meets with an harfun, the same nahnu that means we has now changed to us. Lastly, we can now see that the pronouns ana and nahnu refers to the speaker. Ana, I, nahnu, we. And then we've observed how ana changes to this form of ya or to, and the last form of ya. And we've also observed how nahnu changes to na or na or na. But the meaning in each of this case differs. In the first case, when any of these pronoun meets with an ismun, it suggests possession, mine or our. That is, in case of ana, it changes to this form of ya, and which means mine, and na, which means our, in the case of nahnu. And then when it meets with a fi'lun, it changes to tu, ana becoming tu, nahnu becoming na, and the meaning remains I or we. And then in the case of harfun, it changes to ya, that is me, the ana becomes me, or the nahnu become our. Lastly, we are go to the Quran, spot out or study most of this kind of combination of words and be able to tell what exactly the meaning is. And more than, should also know that these words, even though they are written or appear to us as if it is one word, it's a combination of two words. So good luck, go to the Quran, watch out for the various changes that we had studied, and may Allah put barakah in our studies. وسبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.